So welcome everybody to the Texas REIAs. The Texas REIAs is the largest by far network of real estate investor associations and real estate investors in the great state of Texas. Over 150,000 members and participants and attendees since 2003. If you have the slightest interest in real estate, the very first thing to do is to go join your local real estate investor association, because that's how you get plugged in to everything that has anything to do with investing in Texas real estate. We provide all kinds of resources to Texans, including market training and market updates. And we're going to do a little market update for you right now. What's going on in the market? Well, if you look at this chart, this is kind of a summary of Texas. And I'll tell you some of the data points. The average price house in the state of Texas is $409,000. Up 2% over 1 year ago. Median price house in Texas is $330,000, down 1% over a year ago. So it's basically flat. Oh, by the way, yeah, we do have some food over there, guys. So if you want to go grab yourself some food, there's a wonderful country club. They've got some really good tasting food. I've had some myself. So you're more than welcome to grab a plate and come back to your seat or go whenever you want. Okay, so more data points. If you ask me to tell you like one number that would tell you more than any other number what's going on in the real estate market, I would say this is the number to look at. Months of inventory, months of inventory. Let me define that. What is months of inventory? If you took all the houses for sale in the MLS and you stopped adding any more houses for sale, so we're not going to add any more, we're just going to sell what we have. The question is, how long would it last? How long before we're completely out? The shelves are empty. And the answer is 4.5 months. Now, that is also the average amount of time to sell any house, one house. But it's average. What does that mean, average? Some houses take a lot longer. Some houses are a lot faster, right? That's why you call it average. So the average amount of time to sell a house is 4.5 months, some more, some less. But that's how many months of inventory exist in the MLS right now. Now, let me put that into perspective for you. They say if there's more than 6 months of inventory, you're in a buyer's market. If there's less than 6 months of inventory, you're in a seller's market. If there's right around 6 months of inventory, you're in a neutral market. What kind of a market are we in right now? No, we're in a seller's market. And we have been in a seller's market for a long time. We never got to the buyer's market. And there's a reason for that. I'm going to explain that in a minute. Now, a year ago, we had 3.6 months of inventory, which I would describe as a hot seller's market. Today, we have 4.5 months of inventory, which I would describe as a lukewarm seller's market. But it's still a seller's market. So where have we been? Where are we going? Well, in 2021, prices in Texas went up 18% in 1 year. 2022, they went up another 10.7% in 1 year. 2023, they went flattened out. 2024, also flat, except at the end of the year, it went up a little tiny bit. Why did the prices go up a little tiny bit at the end of the year? What happened to interest rates at the end of the year? They came down a little bit, prices went up a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. So, where are we going? Well, let me jump into the market drivers. What's driving the market? Real estate cares about two things: supply and demand. It doesn't care about the economy other than how the economy affects supply and demand. I'll give you an example. During the Great Depression, real estate prices went down a whopping 6%. Not much. During the Great Pandemic, another 1 in a 100-year event, real estate prices went up 30%. Well, it wasn't because of the economy. It was because of how it affected supply and demand. So let's talk about what's driving the market. Overall, the economy is not bad. Consumer confidence is neutral, not really high, not really low, kind of around the middle. Unemployment's pretty good. We're fully employed, especially here in Texas. Job growth is really good in Texas. Okay, the stock market is kind of flat, down recently, although last year it was up pretty good, so it's kind of uncertain. Business growth in Texas is really good. So the economy is not doing a lot up or down for the real estate market. Housing affordability, interest rates are higher than they were. That definitely affects real estate. So let's do a poll, just curious. What do you think? There's opinion again. I want everybody's opinion. What do interest rates do to home prices? They make them go up or they make them go down? Okay, let's do a poll of the audience, see what you guys think. Who thinks when interest rates go up, home prices go down? Raise your hand. Okay, who thinks when interest rates go up, home prices go up? Okay, some of you on this side are either not listening or not having an opinion. Can't be wrong with an opinion. Well, here's the thing. For sure, when interest rates go up, homes are less affordable. Because they're less affordable, less people can afford them. So the number of buyers goes down. And when buyers go down, demand goes down, that pushes prices down for sure. But there's an offset. Let's talk about the offset. Normally, when you look at the houses for sale, 2/3 of houses for sale are normally resale. 1/3 are new construction. That's normal. Right now it's inverted. Why is it inverted? 2/3 of the houses being sold are new, only 1/3 are resale. How come people are not selling their homes? They got a 3% mortgage, they want to give it up. So yes, we have less demand, but we actually also have less supply. And when you have lower demand and you have lower supply, what happens to home values? Flat. In fact, you may or may not know this. Do you know that nationally we are in the middle of a housing shortage? Who knows this? We're in a housing shortage. We're not building enough houses. And yet people keep having babies and people keep moving, right? And they all need a place to live. So consequently, when you have a housing shortage, what happens to home prices? Limited supply, what is that? It's pushing up. So we got things pushing up and we got things pushing down at the same time. House price trajectory is flat. Active listings is flat. Months of inventory is seller market. Housing permits, we're not building enough houses. We talked about that. That's pushing prices up. We also have construction growth. Construction growth, we're not building enough houses. And part of it's because of construction labor. Contractors are dying out. The average contractor, general contractor, is 58 years old. They keep getting older and nobody's replacing them. So I got news for you. You got a teenager, here's some advice. Don't send them to college. Buy them a hammer. Seriously. I know plumbers that are pulling down $1 million a year. Plumbers, $1 million a year. No student debt. Don't have to work for some jerk. Doing stuff they like, go on vacation when they want, $1 million a year. That's not a bad life, folks. That's not a bad life at all. I went to college. My dad went to college. My mom went to college. Now I'm a dad. You know what I'm telling my kid? Here's a hammer. You don't have to go to college. If he wants to go to college, I'll send him to college. But I mean, it's not required in this family. So yeah, contractors, we got a problem. And then housing demand. Closed sales flat, pending sales flat, but this is really the biggest bullet on the page. This should be triple or quadruple size. Migration, this is huge, migration. What is migration? The ratio of people moving in versus people moving out. Last year, California lost 500,000 people. Last year, Texas gained 500,000 people. Where do you think they went? And then there's another 10 million people, we don't know where they went, but we know there's a bunch of them here too. And you add that up, and yeah, we get people having babies, people keep moving here. We all need a place to live, and we're not building enough houses. So why have we not had any kind of a correction? Because the demand keeps strong. And as long as people keep moving here, keep having babies, unless we build enough houses for people to live in, we don't have enough houses for people to live in. The apartments are also full. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? This is an opinion time. Who thinks, based on all this data, who thinks house prices will probably go up this year? Who thinks house prices will probably go up? Who thinks house prices are probably going to go down? So I'm going to come over to this side of the room. I think my microphone's not working over here, so I want to make sure we're clear. Who thinks house prices are probably going to go up this year? Who thinks house prices are going to go up this year? Who thinks house prices are going to go down this year? Okay, it's an opinion, and that's fine. I'll give you our forecast. Here's our forecast. This all comes from Texas A&M School of Real Estate. This is not ours. I just report it. The market probably bottomed out. If you're waiting for some big market bottom, that was it. It was flat for a year and a half, and then it started coming up a little bit, but it's not expected to do much. Interest rates will probably drop a little tiny bit this year, and consequently, prices and volume will go up a little tiny bit. So we expect a 2% increase in sales and a 2% increase in prices, and that's about it.